Assalamualaikum to Miss Yaya and my fellow friends. Today I would like to present about why do elderly people commit suicide and was written by Marilyn Mendoza. Firstly, I will present about rule number 1, which is my topic. The article titled Why do elderly commit suicide was written by Marilyn Mendoza is perhaps an informative text as it tells about why elderly people commit suicide, and there are a variety of reasons that can cause suicide. Next, I will present about rule number 2, summary of the article. The article titled Why do elderly people commit suicide was written by Marilyn Mendoza. It's about majority of individuals would never think that suicide could happen to little children or elderly people. But it could happen to young children and older people as well. However, those who age more than 85 years have the highest percentage of suicide than any of age group, and most of the suicide happen to male. It happens in America as the statistic from National Council on Aging. The suicide happen due to many factors. Firstly, it's loneliness. This person might have lost a lot of people in their life, such as family, husband or wife, and friends. Many of their friends could also have problems with their health, transportation, and memories. The second factor is depression and other mental health issues. They have lost their sense of meaning and purpose, so this could lead to feeling of hopelessness. The last factor would be declining physical health. When we used to be strong and take care of others, but when we become older people, we would be relying on other people's strength. To overcome the problem, there are many ways that can help elderly people, such as an iPad that is elderly friendly, that could help them to video call, robotic dogs and cats to fight loneliness, and they need to frequently meet up with personal mental health doctors. Next, I will present about rule number 3, the level of expertise the author. Dr. Marilyn Mendoza is from New Orleans, Louisiana, United States of America. She has bachelor degree of psychology in 1968 and master degree in psychology in 1973, both from the same universities, which is University of Georgia, Franklin College of Arts and Science. She also graduated from Loyola University of Chicago for PhD in psychology from 1979 to 1983. She used to work as psychotherapist at Joe Allen Smith Psychiatric Hospital from May 1985 until May 1989. She treats inpatient and outpatient psychotherapy for adolescents and adults. She also works as a therapist at Serenity Hospice from May 2010 until May 2013. She treats outpatient work with the dying and their families. She also led aftercare bereavement group for families. Marilyn now works as a psychologist from 1986 until now. She is in private practice in New Orleans, Louisiana. Her practice focuses on grief, bereavement, trauma, and women issue. Dr. Marilyn have a specialized interest in death, dying, and bereavement, women issues, sexual trauma, hypnosis, and EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Next, I will present about rule number 3, why the author is credible. In my opinion, she is a credible author because she has PhD in psychology. This can be seen that she knows how psychology works and about how our mind, behavior, feelings, and thought could affect ourselves into thinking to suicide. She also knew the case could be serious, so she provided ways to overcome the problem. This shows that she has knowledge as a therapist, as she used to work as one to take care of the dying and bereaved families. The article is about how many factors that could contribute to elderly suicide. As a doctor in psychology, she could easily explain about how those factors could lead to suicide. Aging is not easy. In paragraph 6, this statement shows that Dr. Marilyn has seen countless people giving up on their life as they have lost their purpose in life. Next, I will be presenting on rule 4, the target audience of the article. The target audience of this article is non-specialists, that is elders. This can be seen in the article that she wrote, in which most of the factors that stated in the article she addressed to elderly people. This is stated in the line. There are many factors that contribute to an elderly individual deciding to suicide. The first factor that she gives is loneliness. which older people feel when they have lost a lot of people in their life. This is related to the reality that we live in. When we have longevity, we will watch many people leaving us. She also mentioned depression and refusing to accept the physical health that they suffer, often experienced by older people. What she shared was obviously a reality of what older people need to go through, which is why this article is targeted at them. The language used by the author is simple, no jargon, and connects the target audience with the issue and the context of discussion. Next, I will present about rule number 5, the author intention. The article is written to explain to the readers how loneliness, depression, and declining physical health could lead to elderly people taking their own life. The author also mentioned that older people have the highest suicide rate. This could be seen in paragraph 2. Statistics from the National Council on Aging state that those 85 years and older have the highest suicide rate of any age group. The article also states that if we do not want to end up as a suicide, we need to think through how are we going to live our life in the older days. In paragraph 6, aging is not easy. Many who read this will likely live to become one of the very old. Think about how you would like to be treated and provide that for the elderly in your life now. Next, I will continue with rule number 7, the author's stand. The writer believes that loneliness, depression, and declining physical health are aspects that could lead elderly to take their own life. Loneliness has become the major factor because the person might have lost a lot of loved ones such as spouse, family, friends, and pets. This will only let them be the only one living from the past. Besides that, depression could have more severe possibility to lead elderly committing suicide as they have lost their purpose in life. Thus, the elderly express multiple signs of being worthless. Furthermore, older people are declining their physical health because they used to be independent and not depend on other people's power. There are many ways in helping elderly fight all of these factors. However, the writer stated that aging is not easy. Many who read this will likely to become one of the very old. Next, I will say about my stance. I strongly agree with the writer's stand because a person who has been through a tragic experience such as childhood sexual abuse or war trauma is more likely to attempt suicide, even years later. According to Nancy Schimmelpfennig, 2020, being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, or multiple incident of trauma raise the risk even further. This could wake up the feelings of powerlessness and despair in them. Thus, it will lead them to attempting suicide. Secondly, the factors that could lead to suicide is that we believe our mental illness is a burden to others. Thus, J. Gillihan in 2019, you might feel like you are holding back your loved one from living more freely. If they have to take time off from their work or devote time to your care. The feeling of restraining someone's life to take care of our illness, we might feel that we are not letting them enjoy their life. Thus, it will make us feel hesitant to share some of our problem with them. Lastly, when a loved one commits suicide, it's reasonable to doubt your efforts and relationship with them. We possibly evoke our thinking on what you could have lead to their death and save them as if you could stop them from suicide. Hope Gillette in 2022, you may wonder if you missed sign or if you could have affected their thinking. You may also experience survival guilt, a feeling that the person you lost deserves to live more than you. In short, it's possible that the emotion you have for the person you have lost weighs deeply on you. The last rule that I will present is about the impact on the readers, rule number 9. The article managed to give a successful impact toward the reader by discussing about the factors that could lead elderly people committing suicide. It managed to spread awareness about how our older group have higher percentage on suicide than any other age group. The writer revealed that loneliness, depression are the mental health issue, and refusing to believe physical health is what could contribute to the reason why older people take their own life. The writer stated that prevention of suicide in the elderly requires multifaceted approach. The writer expressed that growing older is not simple as it seems. People need to pay more attention to the elder to help them fight the suicidal thought. That's all from me. Thank you.